In this Compass for Success product demonstration, we'll review the Report Writer module to see firsthand how it can be used to run analytics on top of your trusted education data. The demonstration starts right in the Encompass portal, where the new Report Writer module can be found. On this page, users can jump right into building a report, dashboard, and story, as well as run one of the pre-built reports that can be found at the bottom of the page. For this demonstration, we're going to be playing the role of a user at a school board that's tasked with creating a simple student list. We can start the journey by clicking on the Create Report link found at the top of the screen. This automatically takes us into the Report Writer module where the pre-built data modules are available to us. You can see here that the nomenclature of the various subjects are in line with what's used in the Encompass portal. This is meant for a natural progression for using trusted analytics on top of data that you're familiar with. So for our first report, we want to look at elementary enrollment. So we'll go ahead and navigate down to the enrollment module, and we'll start off by looking and choosing this current school year. I simply drag that in, and now I can take advantage of the page previewer to see my data interactively. The on-demand toolbar lets me interact and filter the data that I wish to use. So I can see here now that we're looking at the 2017-2018 school year. From there, I can navigate down to the student table and simply drag over the data elements I'm interested in. For this case, we're going to select OEN, last name, first name, and a few demographics like gender and IEP. I can bring that over into my report now, and I have a simple list with all the students that I'm interested in. If I want to take that a step further, I can simply, again, use the on-demand toolbar and sort my data in ascending or descending order. So here we're going to sort our student list in ascending order by last name. Now, if we want to share the data out with users outside of the portal, we have additional options of running this in PDF or Excel format. So with the click of a button, I can now take that data and generate a PDF file that I can share with my colleagues at the board or various school principals as well. So quite simply, I have that PDF that I'm free to do with whatever I choose. So that's an okay report, but we can take this a step further. So this was looking at enrollment data for the 2017-2018 school year. What we want to do now is start to look at some standardized testing, so EQAO results. Those are recorded in a prior year. So what we want to do is simply edit this filter, and we want to look at the last year. So I'm going to get rid of 2017-2018 school year, and now go ahead and select 2016-2017 as it's the school year that has the most recent EQAO results for us. I'm going to now expand down into the EQAO module, and I see that I have all the attributes and details that are available to me. So from here, what I want to do now is choose this particular subject of mathematics and look at the achievement levels as well and the mark. I can simply shift click or control click to bring that into my report. I can see here again that I'm looking at school year. I have student details and the various testing subjects, so mathematics, reading, and writing. I'm really interested in math here, so what I want to do is go ahead and include that in my report. And I'm interested in the students who are achieving at level 1 and level 2. So again, I can control click and create a filter for just those students. So now I have the details for each student. I have the EQAO mark for that particular student. So this is okay, but actually take it a step further. So we know that there are a lot of disparate data sets that exist within the education space. And what the Encompass solution allows you to do, specifically with Report Writer, is now I can take these disparate pieces and pull them together. That's exactly what we're going to do here now, because now we can tie the standardized EQAO results with our report card data. So all I want to do now, similarly to what we did before, is I want to look at my subject strand, my achievement level, and the report card mark. I'm going to drag that into my report now, and so I'm pulling all those details in and linking them based on the student that I have selected here. So one thing that we can do within the report writer is now that we can look at different combinations. So if I wanted to look at the correlation between EQAO mathematics and different subjects like French, English, geography, history, for example, I could do that. In this particular scenario, what I'm really interested in is mathematics. So you can see here that I have several pages of results that I can page up and down, and mathematics is really what I'm interested in here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn a filter on for that. And the other piece I should probably point out is that we want to make sure that we're trying to compare apples to apples. So in addition to lining up the subjects, we only want to look at the final report period. So we'll go ahead and put a filter on for that as well. And so now that we're looking at the final report card marks for mathematics for a particular school year and comparing that with our EQAO data as well. So you can see here that we have different levels of detail. So in the example of EQAO, we just have a subject of mathematics. We're actually going to a finer level of detail with the report card data because in addition to mathematics, we're looking at the specific strands as well. So I can see that mathematics is made up of geometry and spatial sense, numersense numeration, so on and so forth. So similarly to what I did before with EQAO data, I could filter on the various achievement levels. So if I wanted to go ahead and click on level 2, for example, I can pick and choose the different views of students they want to include. So just to take a step back, what we did here is we started off with a simple student list report. We took it a step further by now introducing EQAO, and then we took it a step further now by introducing report card data and stitching it together with EQAO, all with a few clicks of a button. So this is an example of a report that we created from the ground up. In addition to this, as part of the report writer module, we have several other reports that are going to be available to us. For example, here's another elementary math report that's looking at something similar to what we had before with EQAO and report card. So on the left here, we're looking at the achievement level of EQAO for math, and on the right, we're looking at the report card strand by achievement level. So this is okay, it's a natural extension of what we had a second ago, but as an end user running this report, you'll notice that I can simply edit this and add additional details. What I really want to do is take advantage of those tracking groups that exist within the Encompass portal. So what I'm going to do now is go back to EQAO, and I see here that I have a tracking group. What I want to do now is specifically choose some of those predefined tracking groups and make sure that we're looking at the same list of students. So when this runs here, you can see that we have various tracking groups available to us, but I'm really interested in the at-risk math tracking group. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that filter on, and now that tracking group that was created in the Encompass portal is now available to me from an analytics perspective as well. And so you can see here that all the details are available for both EQAO and report card. So let's go ahead and close this now and go back to the report writer. So creating a report is a very good way of looking at detailed information, whether it be for a student or for a particular school. A lot of times we want to look at data in an interactive fashion to start to identify some trends. So one of the options available to us is to create a dashboard. So similarly to what we did before with the report writer piece, we're going to create an interactive dashboard that lets us visualize the data. So similarly to what we had before, all the report modules are available to us here. What I want to do now is start my analysis by looking at report card data again. Within each of these modules, we have distinct counts of students, so we can easily see what the distribution is. What I want to do now is drag that over. You notice that as an author of this dashboard, I didn't have to identify the type of container that I wanted to do. The platform is choosing the best visualization for me automatically. So what I want to do is look at my trend over time. So I have all of my school years, and I'm simply looking at a count of students. Now, what I'm really interested in is the achievement level here. This visualization is okay, but I like to look at it in a stacked type fashion. So what I want to do is just simply change that visualization, and you can see here that without any programming or any coding, that visualization changed for me automatically. Now I should point out that this is a starting point where we have multiple report periods that are available to us. Again, what I really want to do is look at the final report period to make sure that we're not double counting anywhere. So what this is now telling me is that I can see the achievement level historically for all schools within the board. What we can actually do now is start to tear into the details a little bit further by adding different filtering options. What I want to do here is put a quick label here. We have grade. This one was report period. And a couple other pieces that we can introduce here would be some student demographics. So similarly, if we are interested in slicing our data by gender or by individual education plan, for example. We'll give that a label of IEP. This one a label of gender. Okay. And finally, what we want to be able to do is compare school by school or at a board level. So I can actually put the school name in here, and I have a list of all the schools that are available in the board. So let's get out of the design mode. And what happens now is that I can actually start to jump from school to see what the data is telling me. So I look at the increasing and decreasing size of these bands to actually tell us if an achievement level is growing or shrinking. This starts to get us thinking about the story and what's happening and where we should focus our efforts. Similarly, if I want to see what's happening over time for a particular grade, I can slice into that data as well. So this is all done in an interactive fashion. Now, if I wanted to go back and look at the data, look at the visualization and another chart type that may be more familiar to me, I can go ahead and choose perhaps a smooth line or something else. Really, with the click of a button, you can pivot and choose a different visualization. Very quickly, you can turn on the fly, change your visualization without having to redefine cell ranges and X and Y axes. So to recap, you can see that with the Report Writer module, we were able to quickly build a simple student list report and also analyze disparate report card and standardized testing data together simultaneously. We also built a dashboard which allowed us to quickly visualize our data in an interactive manner to help spot trends and identify anomalies. You should now have a better understanding of how the Report Writer module complements the existing Encompass modules. Thank you for your time.